Update 1.95 brings a whole new fleet of aircraft to air battles. Let's welcome the first Swedish planes in War Thunder. It took a long time for the Swedish aviation industry to pick up steam, and at the start, the Swedish government often opted for buying foreign designs. That's why you'll see quite a few familiar fuselages at low ranks. If you go higher, though... But wait a second, why should we leave anything out today? The tech tree is still relatively small, so let's cover all new Swedish birds, with an emphasis on the most fascinating models, of course. The aircraft at the very start of the tree is the J-8A biplane fighter. It's actually a custom-made British Gladiator Mark II fitted with Swedish guns. Those were the mainstay of the Swedish fleet of fighter aircraft at the start of World War II. The J-6B is a trainer fighter aircraft that is really good fit for early battles. It has enough firepower to keep up with biplanes of other nations. 2 Browning machine guns, modified to use the powerful Swedish 8mm round, quite a good thing to have in a dogfight. The J-11 is yet another aircraft with foreign roots. It's a modified version of the Italian CR-42, objectively one of the best biplane fighters of its time. It's fast, sturdy, and armed to the teeth with high-caliber machine guns. But Sweden wasn't just purchasing aircraft from abroad. Some designs were licensed built. Take, for instance, the B-3C bomber. It's the Swedish version of the Junkers 86, built in Sweden and fitted with a new set of armaments. Then there is the B-17B, not related to the Flying Fortress. It's a much more humble design that, at best, can only carry a single 250-kilogram bomb, and for 50-kilogram ones, well, that still works. Rank 2, here we go. The first plane here is the J-22A, and it's already a very viable pick. Totally deserving of your attention, not only because it's really fast at low altitudes, but also because, for its BR, it comes with a really nice set of weapons. 2 8mm machine guns and 2 13.2mm ones. What's next? Say hi to the B-17A, representing a logical step up with its shiny new engine and a 500-kilogram bomb. Next to it, we see the B-18A dive bomber, which can carry almost 1,500 kilograms of bombs. Now, it's a pity that a relatively weak engine doesn't allow it to reach its full potential. The J-20 is a Swedish variation of the Italian first-generation RE-2000. Along with British Gladiators, for quite some time those aircraft were the backbone of the Swedish fleet of fighter aircraft. The last of them were decommissioned only by the mid-50s. We're entering the third era, and there are at least several notable aircraft waiting for us here. The first is the J-22B, a modification of a fighter aircraft that we've already seen at Rank 2. Its flying capabilities remained the same, but now it has sharper teeth, as all 4 of its guns are now 13.2mm in caliber. The second interesting aircraft is the B-18B, an upgraded version of the B-18A. Problems with thrust were solved by fitting the plane with a German DB605B engine, and there are many new options when it comes to picking rockets and bombs. There are even 600-kilogram bombs to drop on your enemies. The J-21A-1. The unique appearance and the pusher configuration of this fighter aircraft can be a bit reminiscent of the French Narval, but it's a Swedish aircraft through and through, armed with a 20mm cannon and 4 high-caliber machine guns. There is yet another fighter aircraft at this rank, found in the premium part of the tech tree. It's the Pyromirski. Yep, that Finnish aircraft. with a rather hard-to-pronounce name. It has a lot going for it. It's fast, agile, and has access to powerful weapons and bombs. It's a good all-rounder that can be useful in any situation. The first aircraft we see at the 4th rank is the J-21A-2. It's not that different from the previous model. There were only a few minor changes to its design and equipment. For instance, the original 20mm cannon was replaced with a different model which was a bit more reliable. The J-26 is basically the P-51D-20 purchased from the US and equipped with a different set of weapons. At the same time, the Swedish Mustang has next to no payload options. It can only carry a couple of 50-kilogram bombs, and that's it. Yep, no rockets at all. It's still a proper Mustang in all other respects, though. The A-21A-3 is a strike variation of an aircraft that we've already become familiar with. Comes with a really impressive set of suspended armaments with big bombs and hard-hitting rockets. The T-18B-1 and the T-18B-2 are strike aircraft built using the design of the B-18 bomber, and oh boy, are they fearsome in mixed battles. The former can decimate enemy ranks with its 20mm guns and a multitude of payload options at its disposal, and the latter, despite lacking some of those options, comes with a 57mm gun that easily cracks open enemy armor. The 5th rank, the J-28B, sounds unfamiliar, but it's actually a good old British vampire, just coming with a different set of payload options and armaments. Devastating Swedish rockets are really good for clearing targets on the ground. And after dropping all that additional weight, the aircraft makes for an excellent fighter. In contrast, the next aircraft, the J-29A, is already a Swedish design. It's outfitted with 4 nose-mounted 20mm cannons that have great operational accuracy, but the aircraft has no afterburner, which somewhat limits its combat potential. The J-A29B is similar to that, the only big difference being that it can carry several types of rockets, which is not surprising, given that it was meant to be used as a strike aircraft. The J-29F is an afterburner-equipped variation of this aircraft. Finally! That's quite an advantage over its brethren and less lucky opponents. Another notable feature is the addition of the air-to-air missiles to its arsenal. The premium J-29D aircraft comes with a different set of armaments. It is fitted with 30mm cannons instead of 20mm ones, but there are only unguided rockets at your disposal. The J-21RA fighter aircraft and the A-21RB fighter bomber are simply a logical next step in the evolution of the J-21 series, now with jet engines. On the very top, we find the J-32 Lanson fighter aircraft and its fighter bomber variant, the A-32. The fighter is a highly agile aircraft with the best rate of climb at its BR, allowing you to always be the one in control, and its 4 30mm cannons and air-to-air missiles make sure that there will be no escape for any opponent you encounter. The ground attack variant is, well, just take a gander at its suspended armaments. It can carry 12 devastatingly powerful 180mm rockets and a huge variety of bombs. Are there any Swedish planes that you already enjoy flying more than others? Tell us about your favorite Swedish aircraft in the comments below.